What's going on, y'all? So yeah, we know the gaming world is going crazy right now. Hopefully, you enjoyed that Nintendo Direct. I know those prices are a problem, so we'll keep fighting for that, so that we can get them down by $10 because people are going to be raging over that. And like I said, $80 is ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous. But we're going to be talking about it in this video. We'll talk about a little bit of that Xbox, um, what they're doing this year, how Game Pass is the best deal in gaming, which it is. We know. Um, And the lineup that Microsoft has released, and recently we just seen South of Midnight has a 77 meta, which is not bad, you know what I mean? So you're consistently getting games on Game Pass that you could try because nobody's going to buy them, obviously. I would never buy this game, you know what I mean? I would never buy a Valve. There's a lot of things I wouldn't buy. But with Game Pass, it gives you the idea to at least try it out and get that experience to see if you like it or not. And you can just pay one fee and get like good deals, right? You know what I mean? Because I just don't think um, that anything's going to be able to match that at the moment. Microsoft has the money to do that, and it's the best route for them to go. And yeah, just when you look at where everything else is going, that's literally the best deal and pro-consumer aspect for gamers at the moment. And there's been a lot of arguing and debating against it too, definitely from the PlayStation community. And then people wanted to justify Game Pass more after what Nintendo's doing. Though their games are worth buying, I will say that. But I don't think that the average consumer should be seeing $79 price tags. This is where we're going to talk about what Game Pass is doing, what Sony is doing, and what Nintendo is doing, obviously. I'm still excited for the Switch. I'm getting it regardless. I think that there might be some adjustments before it launches, and I think people should keep attacking that. But what I will say to you guys is what I want you to attack more than anything is what's annoying me is realizing that you spend more than that and you have been doing it and you have been supporting it, and that the gaming community needs to realize its faults for voting with your wallet by saying stuff like that is okay. What do I mean by that? You paid $70 for a game, you pay $60 for a game, and then you pay $15 to $20 every month for a season pass. Even for a free to play game, if you pay $15 a month. Some people get the premium for 20 to 25, like in Fortnite, all those other games, right? Let's just do this 15 times 12, because that's 12 months in a year. You spend $180 on the same game every single year just for a battle pass, right? If you guys buy microtransactions, how much are you spending on these games, right? Because I want to let you guys know why some of these developers think it's okay to price their stuff at games, their games at a certain price for a specific reason. Because you're telling them, because how many people play these type of games every year? They say almost 50% of the gaming community, right? Definitely on PC too, because they play a bunch of online games. How much are you guys spending on microtransactions? Think about this in battle passes and cosmetics, right? Because you got some people really crying about what Nintendo's doing, right? And I think all greed should be attacked to a certain extent. There is some greed there. But this is far worse, and it's been going on for years. And you let them know that it's okay. Because we need to talk about how things go, right? And then Game Pass comes, and people are like, wait, you know what? I've never seen anything like this in my life with that amount of deal, right, going on. Um, And then like when games like this drop or other games that you're like, you know what I mean, I wouldn't want to pay full price for that. So I could go in and get my Game Pass experience because I got Game Pass to play all these other games. You know what I mean? And some games that you get on Game Pass could have DLC and microtransactions. And people can go in there, even their own first party games. You know what I mean? Halo has that stuff all over the place. How much money has people spent on that? Then I tell them, well, if you think that that's worth it because they're entertaining you for at least a couple hours a day, and that you consistently keep on getting value out of that, right? Whereas like in the Nintendo world, you pay one price, um, and there's no microtransactions. So everything that you want to get that you see in the game, you can earn it. Nobody's saying here's a paywall. I want to keep on adding this in as updates. So you don't have enough content because I keep on focusing too much on microtransactions by trying to continuously make money off of you. You're not just paying to get in, but you're going to continue to pay when you get in, right? Why don't you guys attack that so that they can actually start developing video games and that whatever you get in a video game, you earn out of it, right? That's one thing that I've always loved about Nintendo's worlds, that I will tell you guys that I will always place them on a higher echelon over the other devs because they don't give you a game and bombard the shit out of you with gambling. They actually give you a video game to where everything you get in there and everything that drops in there is earnable. You know what I mean? So we're talking about value to value per day by day, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has people that have 7,000 hours on that game and they only pay 59 for it, right? Whereas like you could buy something like Halo Infinite, but if you want to get some of these cosmetics and stuff, you it's like right in front of you, but you can't get it because it has a wall of greed in front of you, right? And the only way to get it is to pay money for it, or to at least pay for that basic battle pass. Even if you only pay $10 a month for it, which some people are like, that's okay. You're still spending $120 per year just on that. And you're gonna give in if you pay it enough because you invested so much, like in the Fortnite games and all that. You're gonna pay more money over time, way more than that $80 price tag. I'm just saying, this is something to think about. That's why I feel like people are kind of a bit slow and they don't realize you're still giving the same person, whether it's over time or whether it's right away, more money. And then Nintendo's not more greedy than any of them. They're actually way worse because they keep on taking more money from you and they're not giving you development that you can earn something out of. This is where video gaming really took that fall, because whose fault was this? When you came in with the season pass, the MTX and all that, they had nothing to do with them. No. You let developers know for a long time that you will pay more over time, and then pay for the expansion after that too, after already giving them hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, right? And then Microsoft has Game Pass, right? Because they have no other route to go. Like that, it's the best thing to do. Like, because they can't do the route that we're talking about. If they could do it and Sony could do it when Nintendo's doing it, they would do that. Trust me. But they can't. So they thought of more ways to make money off of you. And this comes from consoles that supported those type of ideologies and worlds. And that's outside of the Nintendo bracket. So greed has been going on over there. That's why they get high revenue, because of microtransactions. Not because they actually make really good video games and they launch them and that's it. And maybe an expansion, I can understand that, right? No. It's how much more money can I make off of you after you enter past my entry fee? But I don't see anybody saying anything. It went on for years. And how long has it consistently went on? And it got worse and worse. Now we got the $70 games. Now we get to $30 season passes with microtransactions. It's insane. Greed has been a problem in the gaming industry. And it's not the entry level, but it's to the consistent paying. Think of a damn gacha game. I've seen somebody spend $1,000 on 1 month on a gacha game. That's more than a Switch 2. That's more than buying 5 $70 games. Because that's $35, right? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. That's $350 plus 450. That gacha game got that money from you that time. And I guarantee you the next month that'll be sitting there and you're done with it. All those cosmetics. You're looking to spend that on something else again. One game! To me, the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life is a fucking gacha game. Because the amount of content and value you get out of it is minimum compared to these other games that you can spend one fee on. And yeah, how long did that go on? How much money did they make off of Honkai Star Rail? Off of Genshin Impact? It's still running right now. What dumbass is doing this? I have to just say that I think a big portion of the gaming community is slow. And that the stuff that they attack, they should be attacking things that are far worse. And that I'm in agreement with attacking the $80 price tag for Mario Kart. But I'm not in agreement with them thinking that everything else is okay to decide that was worse than that. And that the PC community has no say. Because you spend more money on microtransactions than I've seen. A shit ton. It's crazy because you guys play those type of games a lot. And that the fault mainly lies with the PC, Xbox, and the PlayStation community for the biggest greed in the gaming industry by what you guys supported. Right? The First Descendant was another example, though that game was not that good. Right? All these games where it's like, why? Why didn't you guys tear it down and attack it? It blows my mind, man. And then there's people that just can't afford things, so they're not doing it. And there's some people that are cheap. and they will make a fuss because they can't afford things. And that doesn't necessarily mean that the individuals are wrong because they can't afford it. No, you just can't afford it, right? That's also a problem. Um, so I think that we need to really think about the balance of us paying attention to what is the highest level of greed compared to what isn't greedy, and that where did the problem start at, and why are things the way they are now, and who is to blame? Both. You got to blame yourself, and then you have to realize that they're going that far because you said they could. Otherwise, if you didn't support it, it wouldn't be possible. It would have died. So no, Nintendo's not the worst, not even close. They're asking $10 more for an entry fee now. What problem do I have with them is that they don't drop the damn price of the damn games. They need to drop the price, and this wouldn't be so much of a problem. But other than that, that's the only thing that's really a problem with them that I think is that you're trying to charge 79 for something. But it's nowhere near as bad as elsewhere. That even if you do get the game for free, yeah, but how much more money are you going to be spending because you're able to get into the game for free? Yeah, you'll spend a lot more. Free to play is worse. I hate free to play. I think it ruined video game quality big time. How many games have become generically free to play over this last decade that are trying to chase that Fortnite trend? They try to be like World of Warcraft 2. Like this free to play model. It's soulless and terrible. And for the most part, these games fell significantly. But it doesn't mean that those people didn't give them that much money. And you've seen people do it. They've spent $5,000 on microtransactions in a month. You've seen people do it that I probably don't have that much money and they spend money on microtransactions because they can't help their gambling addiction. They psychologically can't control themselves. You know what I mean? Whereas like people that could tell you like, look, bro, you the house is gonna win. It's the same thing with Game Pass. The house is winning. And the players actually get benefits, but the developers do not get the best benefits. Well, obviously, unless Microsoft pays them straight up and say, man, I'm the richest company in the world. I can pay you this. You know what I mean? But the house is always going to win, and the players are going to get screwed over the most. You're not going to get the best quality compared to what they're going to get. They're always going to make more money. Um, but yeah, getting back to what I was saying before, because we this is something like we have to cover because I think it's an industry problem. Um, Game Pass is the best thing for gamers in the industry because of that, and Microsoft's able to provide that because of the money. But do they have the best games? No. But do they have the best value for the gamer? Yes. I love their strategy. And I was never one to ever attack Game Pass because I don't see why a gamer wouldn't would. Dude, you get the best benefits, and the developers still have millions of dollars. Some of them. You know what I mean? The industry has way more money than the consumer. So I'm not here to worry about whether this is happening to them or not. That's for the industry to worry about. It's more about the gaming community, and it's more about what the gaming community is doing, what they're supporting, and what they're allowing. You know what I mean? And in this video, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. And then I also wanted to talk about, yeah, Microsoft is benefiting the gaming community the most because they don't have a choice and because they have the most money. But if they had the same amount of money as Nintendo and the same amount of money as PlayStation, no, they couldn't do this. They wouldn't even be around. It wouldn't be possible. Because a lot of people come to me saying, "Oh, like, yeah, I get what you're meaning, but that doesn't change your benefit right now, right?" If we look at what Nintendo's doing, what Sony's doing, and what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft has to do what they're doing because the place that they're in. Nintendo is doing what they're doing because they're in first place. They beat everybody, and they will not bend the knee to PC. And Xbox and PlayStation bend the knee to them, and they deserve it. You know what I mean? But hey, man, these damn prices, like, damn. But as I said before, it's not the worst thing. Mm. And I guarantee you, let's say if this did get fixed, nobody would go and attack microtransactions. Nobody would stop the season passes. Oh man, they already set in, living rent free in their head every damn month. Even if you don't support it, somebody else is. It's just been sitting there. The worst greed of it all. It is free to play games and those type of games. They're the worst. And tell me which ones are amazing too. Well, mediocre games. Mario Kart World will give you more value than those games and more quality, and you'll play it longer and you'll be sitting there having fun. All you gotta do is pay once. Am I justifying the $80 price tag? No, 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 no. What I'm doing is I'm saying what is actually greedy and a lower quality, and you're paying more. GTA 6, I can understand that. they could possibly get away with it. The quality is going to be there. It's going to be better than all those other open world games. You know what I mean? Mario Kart, I can understand that, right? But when I see something like Kirby physical, like 80 because you want to charge 10 more dollars for physical and $10 for the upgrade fee, then yeah, that's absolutely stupid. It's like, what are you doing? Because they don't, because everybody's moving to digital now, right? They're like killing that off in a certain sense. It's like just get the digital. You know what I mean? You can kind of see this everywhere. Or physical media is like trying to be sacrificed in a certain sense. It's insane. But yeah, nobody's going to buy that. Well, there is going to be some people, but I don't think you should because if you're going to just get the digital anyways, why grab something to just sit around and take up space when you could just pay less for the digital? You could go get the Switch One version of Kirby, and if you have Nintendo Switch Online already, which I don't see why you wouldn't to have all those retro games, and it's only $19 a year, not 100 and something dollars, that you wouldn't just get those free upgrades. And you're paying online anyways. You know what I mean? You're playing online anyways, and you get the on the go aspect, all of that. I mean, the only thing better than that would just be the PC experience being free if you were trying to like, get a third party experience because you could just play those games on Steam Deck. If you didn't if there wasn't first party obviously, but then I see people trying to compare like the Switch to Steam Deck. I'm like, stop doing that. It's not the same thing. They don't have first party. You know what I mean? They don't have Nintendo games, and the Switch 2 docked is already twice as powerful, maybe more, because Nvidia said it's 10 times more powerful with all the systems than the Switch One, and I was like, okay, that's a big jump. Although I believe that when Nvidia says something like that, I'm like, are you trying to pull a 4070 beating the 5090 on me? Because, I was like, what does NVIDIA really mean by that? I need to see some specs. But we at least know that it's 2 or 2.5 times more powerful than the Steam Deck docked, and that it actually has a whole entire development department, the best in the business around it. That's the difference. And that console sold 4 million. I'm sorry, but the Switch is going to pass it up the first week it launches. It's not a comparison. No, no, what you exist because of the Switch. No, you do. Like Gabe Newell said, I'm jealous of Nintendo's ability to create software and hardware that sync with each other. I wish I could have something like that. So I want to come up with some device like that. So whatever you're saying, you have that because of Nintendo. No Switch, no Steam Deck. But are you in its class? Not even close. You can't even break past 5 million sales. And don't make an excuse. No, you can't. If your product was that hot, it will move the industry, but it doesn't. Nobody wants it. Only a niche audience because the PC gamer, like I would speak just from a PC perspective myself. I'll get a laptop. I have my laptop right here. You know what I mean? If I'm going to get something besides my desktop, I'm not going to buy a Steam Deck for what? No, I'm going to buy a Switch too. I'd rather get the Microsoft handheld because at least I can do something with that. With get more value there. But even then, like it's like why do I need that? I don't. No, I only need the Switch 2. That's it. Regardless of whether they make those software mistakes or not, if the game is worth it to me, I'm gonna find a way to get it. You know what I mean? Because it's my personal value. I'm not gonna tell you what you should value and what you shouldn't. And I don't think people, like I said, are necessarily wrong because they want to attack that $80 price tag. I have no problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is them ignoring something far worse and more greedy, and that's the free to play MTX world. So we could take a look at this, like I said, from an Xbox perspective, the PlayStation perspective, the Nintendo perspective, the PC perspective, or we could just look at it as a gaming neutral perspective and then realize that, okay, yeah, you're right. There is far worse greeds that have been in front of us, and we still let it succeed as a whole entire gaming community and supported it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here, but it is. And that as a gamer, you should realize Game Pass is the best value in gaming, and that Microsoft is doing a really good job this year as far as for the gaming community. You know what I mean? Um, but first and foremost, as gamers, we need to take responsibility for our actions and choices and realize what we voted with and how things that started here led to what people are doing now and what they're able to get away with. If you would have fought against the 70, the 80 wouldn't exist, is what I'm saying. Should have been a rage, big time, but yet it kept on coming. And now this, no, whose fault is it? both, right? Because they shouldn't be doing that, and you shouldn't allow them to do that. That's what I wanted to kind of say about this. So there we have it. It started with the PlayStation and the Xbox. The biggest issues are there with PC, with the 69, the microtransactions, the season pass. You guys all allowed that in those communities. Tell me if I'm wrong, right? If we want to, let's look at the whole thing. Let's see how it all started. Let's see where the real issue's at. Nintendo don't have microtransactions on their consoles. They're just asking for a $10 more fee. This is not justifying it. This is saying this is exactly what they're doing. And what have they been asking for on these other platforms since the PS4 and the Xbox One era? For games that don't even come close to their development quality. Let's be real here, guys. Let's not be fucking hypocrites. And let's realize that you should be blaming your damn selves. And not just them. Takes two to tango. All right, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. We got to get deep on this. Like, comment, subscribe once again. Congratulations to Microsoft, and at least getting a 77 here. They're at least releasing games that are continuing to do that. They're doing better than Sony. Xbox is better. Gaming wise, yeah. I mean, what is there to say? I'm honest over here. No matter who I like, you see me come to the neutral, and I say, "Hey, man, this is what's going on." It's like I don't agree with the $80 Mario Kart price tag, but I understand that it could be justified to a certain extent, and at least you're going to get your money's worth in value over the years. You know what I mean? But hey, man, y'all keep attacking it. But like I said, when you get done, if it works and you can get them to change it, we know what's next. But is it going to happen? No, because it wasn't strong enough when it should have been. All right, y'all. Peace out.